Welcome to the video that uncovers the hidden truth behind why some of the best applications for higher education get rejected. Everyone believes that great applications are rejected because of weak profiles, but that's simply not true. In fact, some of the most qualified candidates with stellar profiles are denied admission. The real reason is a constraint you are never told about, and it's not merit, it's funding. Let's dive into the core explanation of how the admissions process truly works behind the scenes. Universities aren't just admitting students, they are strategically allocating their financial resources. Every student admitted is tied to a financial commitment, including scholarships, assistantships, and multi-year funding commitments. When you apply, you are not only competing on the quality of your profile, but also on how expensive you are for the university to admit. Consider two applicants with identical GPAs and scores. One needs full funding, and the other can self-fund or needs partial aid. Who do you think is easier to admit? This is precisely why you sometimes see a strong profile get rejected without explanation, while an average profile receives a full admit. Universities will never say this publicly. Here is the key insight you need to understand the admissions process. Admissions committees do not just ask, "Is this applicant good?" They ask, "Can we afford to admit this applicant this year?" This financial capacity changes every single application cycle, meaning your chances are constantly shifting based on the current budget. Now that you understand the crucial role of funding in admissions, let's talk about what this means for your application strategy. Funding constraints silently shape decisions on your Statement of Purpose, or SOP, impacting how your application is evaluated. In the next video, I will explain what you must do differently in your application strategy if you need funding to secure your acceptance. Don't miss it. If you need funding and write your Statement of Purpose like everyone else, you're already at a huge disadvantage, even with a great profile. Let me explain why. When funding is involved in your application, your SOP is read entirely differently. It moves from a personal essay to a financial prospectus. The core explanation is simple. Admissions committees, subconsciously, have financial questions to answer before they admit anyone who needs funding. The committee subconsciously asks, will this student convert funding into outcomes? Will they finish on time? Is this an investment with a good return or a risk? Most applicants write SOPs that prove intelligence and academic competence. While important, that's simply not enough when funding is tight. Your application needs to answer the real, unspoken question. Why should we invest money in you? If you don't, your application is at risk. When the application fails to answer this, it gets quietly rejected. No feedback, no explanation, just silence. This brings us to the critical distinction of why typical, well-written SOPs often fail when funding is a factor. Generic passion-driven SOPs fail because, quote, passion doesn't translate into guaranteed project completion or published work. Similarly, achievement-heavy or resume-style SOPs fail because they focus on the past, not the future success of the department's investment. The common thread is that they fail to de-risk the funding decision for the admissions committee. They focus on proving worthiness, not proving return on investment. If you need funding, your SOP requires an actionable shift from a personal narrative to a strategic proposal. Specifically, your SOP must clearly show research alignment with the department and demonstrate strong execution ability to complete your work. You must also show a clear academic direction and position yourself as a low-risk, high-return potential investment for the program. This means your SOP needs to be written strategically, answering those financial questions directly, rather than emotionally proving your passion. Remember, admissions is not just selection, it's resource allocation. And funding is the constraint nobody tells you about, but everyone is judged by.